What is up, viewers? RedNova here, and here I'm gonna tell you 5 things that you should know about the continuous trap card anti-spell fragrance. Now, if you don't know what this is, well, you probably should know, only because a lot of people play it, and it's a very popular card right now. So you should really know what it does. With that said, let's hop into it. This part isn't on my 5 list, but you should at least know what the card text says. It says, both players must set spell cards before activating them and cannot activate them until their next turn. Alright, cool. Obviously, there'll be a picture right here, so you can actually read it along with me to actually know what it says and what it does. Number 1 thing. The card does say spell cards cannot be activated until their next turn. I'm not saying your opponent's turn. No, it has to be your turn. So basically, you'll say your spell card and your turn. Your opponent goes, they do whatever, and it's back to you. Now at that point, now you can activate your spell cards. You can set like a Twin Twister, an MST, a Book of Moon, a Lance, even a damn Shrink, or whatever quick play like that, and just activate them on your opponent's turn. Nope, it doesn't work like that, bro. It doesn't work like that. You must have it fully set down for basically a full cycle of a turn. So yeah, so basically that's what it means. So yeah, so it's funny how not a lot of people know that, even though it's in the card text, like, hold on, and cannot activate them until their next turn. When it says their next turn, it means the player's turn, not the next turn, like you go, then your opponent goes. That's one turn right there. But no, it's saying on your turn. So keep that in mind when you play anti-spell fragrance, and also when your opponent plays anti-spell fragrance, because I don't want anybody to be screwed out of this ruling only because they didn't know it. Just saying. All right, that's number 1. Number 2, it's a bit more complex, but it deals with chaining. Like, let's say your opponent activates Dark Hole or Raigeki or whatever spell card, and you chain anti-spell fragrance, which you could do that. I mean, because fragrance can start a chain or be chained. So either way, it's fine. But keep in mind that that will not negate the spell card, because I've seen players do this in real life. How they have fragrance. I go whatever spell card, I don't know, doesn't matter, and they change fragrance, and they expect the card to be negated because it wasn't set on my previous turn. No, nowhere on the card does it state that spell cards are negated. It just sets a condition for how the spell card could be activated. Now, in this case, player A activates a spell card, whatever, it doesn't matter. Player B goes fragrance. Obviously, chain results backwards. So fragrance will go off, it will be active, and then Dark Hole, just whatever. And then Dark Hole will go off because when fragrance was activated, Dark Hole was already being activated. So yeah, so anti-spell fragrance does not stop spell cards like that, because it doesn't negate. Okay, it has to be like a preemptive thing. Now, what you could do is you could chain MST, Twin Twister, Lance, Chalice, whatever. You could chain that to the activation of fragrance. You could do that because if fragrance is in the chain, it is not resolved yet until that chain link has been already completed. So let's say player A activates fragrance. Sorry, I got my words mixed up. They activate fragrance, and then player B chains MST. Well, chain results backwards. MST destroys fragrance, and then fragrance does not resolve because it's no longer on the field. So that's how it works. You could chain quick plays to the activation of fragrance. Again, I've seen people saying, no, you can't, because fragrance stops spell cards from activating unless they were set on the previous turn. No, you you could still. I'm sorry, guys, but I've seen people just say. I remember this one time I saw a guy activate fragrance, and then the opponent chains Book of Moon just so their monster can be flipped. And he was like, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that because fragrance just says no. By the way, he activated Book of Moon from his hand, so keep that in mind. If it was set, whatever. But yeah, but because of that, there was a big debate. But yes, I'm telling you guys right now, quick plays can be chained to the activation of anti-spell fragrance. That was number 2. Number 3, anti-spell fragrance against pendulums. How does that work? Now, as you already know, both players must set their spell cards first before activating them. Now, will this also shut down pendulums, because pendulums are treated as spell cards when they're placed in the zones, in the pendulum zone? And the answer is yes, it does stop it. Because when you activate a pendulum monster as a spell card from their hand to the zone, you can't do that because you're activating a spell card from that hand. So yeah, this is a really good sided card against pendulums, only because they can't set their scales from the hand because they're trying to activate a spell card. And since pendulum monsters cannot be set in the pendulum zone, that is not possible. So yeah, as soon as pendulums came out, this card just went up. Like, oh my god, I must have this card. I must have this card to actually beat pendulums. I must have this. So yeah, so keep in mind that this is why anti-spell fragrance is a good card against pendulums, only because I won't say it completely shuts them down, but it does limit what they can do. Keep in mind, without cards in the zones, they can't pendulum summon and spam 5 monsters from the extra deck, because people love that, right? People just love summoning like that. Obviously, with the new rule change coming in July, this might change, but still, anti-spell fragrance will still be a good card, even with the rule changes, in my opinion. I'm just letting you know. Will the price be high? I don't know, because who knows what else will come out in that time. Maybe spellbooks come back. Who knows? Just who knows? But yeah, keep that in mind, that when anti-spell fragrance is on the field, you cannot place a pendulum monster to the pendulum zone, because that is the same as activating a spell card. Okay, keep that in mind. So pendulums against fragrance, that's a no-no. That was number 3. I should really focus on the camera. I think I'm not going like that a lot, so I'll try. Number 4, anti-spell fragrance against union monsters. Of course, nowadays the most popular union monster right now is probably ABCs, only because of how the deck works. Since the union monster, when it's being equipped into another monster, that union monster on the back row is considered an equipped spell card. That's how it's considered. So can you place a monster to the back row, have it treated as a spell card when anti-spell fragrance is on the field? And the answer is yes, you can. Because when you equip a unit monster to another monster, you're activating a monster effect. Now let's read anti-spell fragrance once again. It says both players must set spell cards before activating them and cannot activate them until the next turn. So at that point, you're not activating a spell card. You're not. You're activating a monster effect, which allows it to go to a back row, attach itself to another monster, and have that monster treated as a spell card. That's how it works. Yeah, so at any point when you're playing unit monsters, ABCs, or that, what's that, VW, VXW, XYZ, yeah, I don't know, that one crazy card that kind of used back in the day, I don't know. But yeah, so that's how that works, because again, you're not activating a spell card at all. You're using a monster effect. So yeah, so keep that in mind. keep that in mind if you play at that. So I would say anti-spell fragrance is probably a good card to use if you're playing ABCs. But obviously, that one card, unit hanger. Yes, you must need. Yes, you must have to set it and then use it next turn. That's how that works. But yeah, but unit monsters, yes, you can, because you are using a monster effect, not a spell card. Okay, that was number 4. And my last reason at number 5, can you activate spell cards from the graveyard if anti-spell fragrance is face up on the field? Now, the best example for this is invocation. If you don't know its effect from the graveyard, is that you may shuffle this card back to your deck to add an Aliaster that's banished to your hand. So yeah, so that's its graveyard effect. But people ask, can you do that even if anti-spell fragrance is on the field? And the answer I'm gonna give is yes, because it makes sense. Because yes, you are activating a spell card. Now I gotta say, now this is the part where it gets confusing, even for me. But in my mind, it makes sense. But to explain this a little harder, because maybe not everybody can understand this. But the reason that I've come up with is that you're not given an option to set it, because you can't set that card to the field, just because that's. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a crazy effect that lets you set cards from the graveyard to your field. I'm pretty sure there is, but I believe anti-spell fragrance only affects the field. That's just my opinion. So it will make sense that you can use it, that you could use it in the graveyard. Now, obviously, I haven't tested this out in Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, Dev Pro, whatever. But I'm pretty sure that you can. I'm pretty sure that you could activate spell cards from the graveyard. Now, I'm sorry that I don't sound positive on this, because again, haven't seen anything official online of this ruling. But in my case, I would say that you can, because not only do you not have the option to set it, but anti-spell fragrance is on the field. So I would like to think the graveyard is separate. I would like to think that the actual graveyard is separate. Like you know how skill drain doesn't work on monsters in the graveyard. Like that's how I'm going with. You know, that's my best comparison that I can go off that. So I'm pretty sure that you can use invocation from the graveyard even if anti-spell fragrance is on the field. Alright guys, well, I hope that makes sense to you. I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a very confusing game, but those are my 5 things that you should know about anti-spell fragrance. The spell cards has to be set for a full turn, meaning your end phase and your opponent's end phase, and when it gets back to you, yes, you may use them. And then my second reason is, yes, they can be chained, but the spell card is being chained too, is not negated. And also quick play spell cards can be chained to the activation of anti-spell fragrance. Number 3, when the card is placed on the field, no one can place pendulum monsters into the zones because they're being treated as spell cards. Now keep in mind that this only works if you try to activate them from the hand, not from an effect like pendulum shift. I believe that's what the card's called. I believe that's what it's called. So yeah, so they can be activated from the hand as spell cards to be placed in the zones. And 4, unit monsters are not affected at all by this card, only because you're using a monster effect, not a spell card effect. And my last reason is that yes, you can use spell cards from the graveyard if they have effects to activate in the graveyard, even if anti-spell fragrance is on the field, only because again the trap card is on the field. So it doesn't affect the graveyard at all. So again, this last ruling could be up for debate. This last ruling could be debatable, could be questioned some more, if that works, if it doesn't work. I'm gonna say that yes, you could still use spell cards from the graveyard even if fragrance is on the field. That's how I would rule it if I was a judge. But again, this is up for debate. And if you think I'm wrong, if there's actual like an official ruling of this, I would love to know. Alright guys, well, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I did, for making it, because yeah, these are 5 things that you should know about anti-spell fragrance, okay? Alright guys, till next time. I'm RedNova. Have a good day. Peace!